Breaking news! We have a new report. 7 bodies were recovered from the backyard of an elderly care home operator's boarding house. Police suspect the owner had something to do with it. Police are now on a manhunt for Dorothea Puente. Coming at you live, I'm Sutton the Dog on 10 p.m. Jet News.
In the 1980s of Sacramento, California, people began to go missing from a small boarding house ran by an elderly woman named Dorothea Montalvo Puente. Neighbors began to file reports on a foul smell coming from the next door house. When police arrived and searched the house, they discovered 7 bodies buried in the backyard. The landlady, of course, was nowhere to be found. Dorothea Puente was born to a very big family of 18. At a young age, her father died from tuberculosis, and her mother to a motorcycle accident the following year. Constantly moving households and moving around, Dorothea was known to be a compulsive liar and tried to seek attention everywhere she got. In 1976, Puente began to manage a boarding house where she took in elderly and people who misused drugs, and later got married to a tenant named Pedro Angel Puente. In 1978, she was convicted of forging 34 checks and sentenced to 5 years probation. To her neighbors, Puente was a kind old lady who would make tamales and occasionally complain about her roses and garden. She stood 5'3" and really played the part of a nice old granny. To kill her tenants, Dorothea would lace their food and drinks with various lethal drugs. It wouldn't take long for the tenants to die and Dorothea to get to work and cash in their social security checks and steal their valuables, like various jewelries. While investigating a missing persons report, police knocked on Puente's door and discovered questioning evidence in the house. After obtaining a search warrant, police checked out the backyard and discovered human remains buried beneath the ground. A total of 7 bodies were recovered. Soon after, Puente was nowhere to be found. In 1993, Puente was part of the longest deliberation in a murder case in state history of 24 days. She was charged with 9 counts of murder, convicted of 3 killings, and received 2 counts of life in prison without possibility of parole. On March 27, 2011, Puente died of colon and liver cancer in the Women's Correctional Facility in Sacramento, California.